Can Disney save Star Wars, or is Star Wars a doomed IP set to die? I believe Disney can turn the ship around by doing 3 things. 1, improving quality and what is the product. 2, approach to the fan base. And 3, better management of products. By targeting these 3 things, I believe Disney can turn Star Wars around and bring it back to the major IP that it once was. Let's dive in to the 3 things it needs to do in order to save Star Wars. 1. Improving quality and what are the actual products being made. So the question is, how do we appease the pre-existing fans while also bringing in new people to the fan base? Because right now the pre-existing fans are pissed because the story and characters they love are dying. They are being wiped out in terrible writing and projects that undo the lore, such as Acolyte and the sequel trilogy. The issue here is that people want good stories, and that's just not happening. The solution to this is improving the quality of writing and what products are being made. We have seen it in several projects like Rogue One, The Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, Mandalorian Season 1, and Mandalorian Season 2, which have given us fantastic characters that are loved by the fans. For example, Ahsoka Tano, Director Krennic, Cassian Andor, K2SO, Ezra Bridger, Thrawn, The Mandalorian, Grogu, just to name a few. Significantly improving Darth Maul. Like, one of the best characters right now, and now he's getting a whole show. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. These are just a few of the many well-written characters under the Disney era. The issue is this good writing is not an often trend, as bad writing is quite habitual, as seen in the Kenobi show with Reva and Book of Boba Fett with literally everyone. They just all suck. So, get better writers, and you will solve that issue.
You there. Like and subscribe. Please? Anyways, back to the video.
The second thing is start just taking the already existing books and literally copy and paste them into movies. Same dialogue and events and everything. Now, the issue here is somehow Disney executives, like President Kathleen Kennedy, say there is no lore to work off of.
We don't have source material.
However, my library would say otherwise. So, just take some of these and make the freaking movie or show. The writing is great. The fans already love them. And you will get more money for making a cool Darth Plagueis movie with training Palpatine and Sith training and the infiltration of the Senate through intergalactic banking and political maneuvering of Palpatine than you will from wasting, well, not really wasting, but wasting $650 million on Andor. Cassian Andor is a decent character from Rogue One, but not someone the fans truly care about, and is going to get more fans and bring in more money than something like Plagueis will. I could be wrong, since on Tuesday, Andor Season 2 shall start, so I could be proven wrong here. The reason I bring up Darth Plagueis and why it will work better than Andor is because it's more marketable with what Star Wars is, which is space wizards with laser swords who can move things with their minds. Darth Plagueis fits with that plus modern themes. The goal of movies is to take someone out of the world they live in and put them into a new world where they can relate to the themes being shared. This you can bring up with the world of politics, with political corruption, economic coercion, father-son relationships, cults, and more. This idea simply works better because it will get people into the theater and make some permanent fans and achieve the maintaining of the original fan base, which means money. More of it. Secondly, revolves around how Disney approaches the fans when a project fails. The solution is management needs to take responsibility and stop accusing the fans of being things that they are not. As of right now, the fan base is always being attacked and put on blast as Disney and Lucasfilm call the whole fan base racists, homophobes, sexist, transphobes, etc. This is untrue. There may be some members of the fan base that fall under these denominations. However, including the whole entire fan base is just a stupid thing because it's biting the hand that feeds. You're attacking your source of money. You can't entirely rely on a fan base to always be there despite being insulted. It's not gonna stay. There's studies, there's one source that says that nearly 75% of the Star Wars fan base has left after watching shows like The Acolyte. And you know what happened? The Acolyte, Leslie Headland and Amanda Selenberg or something like that calls the fans racist, sexist, homophobic. Daisy Ridley calls the Star Wars fan base sexist because it's a male-dominated thing. Not to say that there's not women fans, but it's a male-dominated fan base. Or John Boyega calling the fan base racist because a black person's in there and it's suddenly a massive catastrophe and the white part of the fan base gets so triggered. Like, stop doing this. This is causing massive problems for Disney and for Lucasfilm and for maintaining an IP that is 50 years old in 2 years. The issue here with all of this controversy, with all of these people insulting the fan base and yelling at them and calling them this because a project fails, is it results in people leaving the franchise and therefore money off the table. This is because the overall loss of fans versus incoming fans is resulting in a net negative and therefore them losing money. A lot of fans leaving, not enough fans coming in. The reason Disney is trying to do this is because Star Wars is a 50-year-old IP. It's 50. They need new fans, and there's a real question on the table of whether Star Wars can maintain in the future. And what they're trying to do is make some new projects and new things to try and bring in more fans. To bring in new people that are going to pay money to go watch Star Wars, pay for Disney Plus, buy the merchandise, buy the costumes, go to Galaxy's Edge, all of these things. But the issue is that the projects they're making is coming at the expense of that original fan base that exists. And it also is driving away more people from coming in. Imagine a 12-year-old or 15-year-old who's about to watch Star Wars for the first time, I mean even younger, and then suddenly they're on the internet, as a 12 or 15-year-old would be, and they suddenly see that the new Star Wars movie has the director coming out and saying, "Oh my god, all of these fans are racist." I'm not gonna watch that movie because I don't want to be called a racist. I'm not racist. And yet I'm getting called that because I didn't like a movie because the story was crap. You're losing fans. You're losing potential fans. You're losing original fans. And you're not gaining fans at a rate to make money. It's resulting in net negative. So, if Disney stops accusing the fans of such things and start making up by admitting to mistakes and start focusing on quality projects, i.e. Part 1, that people want, money will start flowing regularly, more fans will start flowing in regularly, and Star Wars can become a much more competitive IP again. It can start competing with the MCU. It can start competing with Avatar. I mean, Avatar, as in blue people from space, is a more prominent IP than Star Wars is, and it's tragic. So by fixing the approach to the fans, making better products, they're going to start pushing Star Wars back into the forefront and start making Star Wars a much more competitive IP again. Third revolves improved revolves around improved management of products. Do not announce a lot of products that will hype up people and never do them. There have been over 14 projects that have been pitched, with some of them being funded to Disney since the Disney acquisition of Star Wars in 2012, that have been announced and then cancelled. The announced projects that are not happening are David Benioff and D.B. Weiss's Star Wars trilogy, which they announced in 2018. For context, those are the guys that did Game of Thrones. Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron in 2020. Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie in 2019. Rangers of the New Republic. Lando, which is Donald Glover's series. A Droid Story. Taika Waititi's Star Wars film. Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy. And more. I did some math. There's been an overall loss of nearly 13 billion USD, among other factors, from Star Wars, because of things like this. $13 billion has been lost from announcing projects and never doing them. Now, Star Wars Celebration Japan is going on right now. It might be finishing up, I haven't been really paying attention, but they've announced a lot of projects recently. Darth Maul Shadow Lord, another Star Wars trilogy, The Mandalorian and Grogu, Star Wars Squadrons, I think, with Ryan Gosling, among others. They've announced a lot of projects. And my concern is we're falling under the same trap that we've fallen into before. A solution to this? Take a page out of Marvel. Both are owned by the Disney Corporation. But how does Marvel manage this, but Star Wars fails? Well, here's a chart with a bunch of numbers that shows you the difference. On top of that, I think by targeting these three things, Disney can turn Star Wars around. But it's gonna take time. And there is a question of, will Disney be able to do all of this? I think it's possible. I think Disney is fully capable of making these things. I still trust in the fact that Disney has been losing so much money due to poor quality products, as seen by the catastrophe that is Snow White, recent Star Wars projects, the flop fest that was Phase 4 of Marvel, among other things. I believe that they can turn this around. I believe that Star Wars can make a turnaround. I think another great opportunity that will help Star Wars reach this position is the fact that Kathleen Kennedy reportedly is going to be leaving Lucasfilm at the end of the year, which means that we can get a new president in charge, which means we can be put under new management. Who should be that manager? I don't know. A lot of shouts to Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau. I mean, there's an argument that can be made for Kevin Feige. I've heard Sam Witwer would be an interesting take. Timothy Zahn would be interesting. There's a lot of possibility for how Star Wars can go. But I would argue that the next 5 years are critical in determining the future of Star Wars and whether it can compete. But we will find out and we will see. Anyway, that's my take of what Disney needs to do in order to save Star Wars. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great night. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Do you think Star Wars can be saved? Or do you think it's something that is doomed to rest in the past? I'll leave that up to you. Put it in the comments, let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.